So fucking cool here with Elena from Motive Black. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing real good. So I understand you guys put out your first single, Broken, back in March. Tell me a little bit about that.
We just put it out. Really stoked on the song. We got Ray Luzier on drums and Marcus Curiel playing guitar on the track. So far, so good.
What a weird time to put it out there, huh? Right in the beginning of a pandemic.
Yeah, it's been super trippy. Not ideal, but at least, we have people listening at home still, so that's good. Thank God for the internet.
Now, for a band that's first starting out, this is your first single. You got an album coming out later this year. I mean, how hard is that for being in this kind of time?
It's tricky. It's difficult. I have to say, it's not ideal for anyone. I think right now it's hard for a lot of people. Ideally, we'd be out playing. We were really stoked to get out and get these songs out in front of people. But you got to sort of roll with the punches,
Now, I am sure there was touring planned and things like that, but that's obviously going to be scrapped for a long time. I mean, what are you guys planning on doing to get yourself out there?
We're working on a cool acoustic version right now that we're going to put out, and hopefully we're all working remotely, so we're going to try to work on some cool music stuff to put out to keep everyone interested, keep everyone connected.
Are you guys going to start doing those live stream shows and things like that?
We're going to try to figure it out. A few of the band went home to their different prospective locations, so none of us are near each other right now. But we're working on things right now. We're all doing different. We kind of reinterpreted the song "Broken," and we're going to do sort of an interesting version of it. So it's going through each of our houses right now, and then we'll mix it, put it together, and put it out for everyone to hear.
I mean, during the downtime, I guess it's time to work on things. When's the album actually coming out this year?
We're not sure yet. I'm not sure if I'm going to just release a couple more singles or release the full EP.
See, it's got to be tough it's for someone who's just coming out like you. You're in a difficult spot. I mean, like I said before touring, I'm sure you would have been attached to somebody decent out there and going forward from that way. But now it's just going to be social media and followers.
Yeah. It's a grind for sure. But I mean, I think you can't it's so out of your control. This is such a big, crazy thing that's going on that you sort of just got to take it as it comes,
Oh, yeah.
Who expected a pandemic?
I mean, 2020 was supposed to be the year of live shows. I mean, everyone was coming back. Rage Against the Machine. There was so many different big shows coming out there. Unfortunately, it's the year that live music died.
Yeah, that's so sad, man.
And being in a band, I mean, what mind frame does that put you at? I mean, think about it this way. When things start going back to normal, they're saying hopefully June, but I mean, I don't know how many people are going to be flocking to shows right at that point in time.
Yeah, I was actually thinking about that the other day. How long is it going to be before people are comfortable being in, being around large groups? Because we're being so conditioned to be separate from each other right now.
I can't see arena shows or stadium shows happening anytime soon. That's for sure.
Yeah, man, it's sad. It's not ideal. Maybe there'll be an uprising of smaller shows. I mean, I just want to get back to I just want to play. I just want some good energy and to be on stage, So I'm not picky at this point. I just want to get back out there.
Right. Yeah. 100%. I mean, but what I'm saying is, I mean, when you're newer, are you making connections? Do you have do you know other bands that you can attach yourself to, or if they're able to start touring again?
We started working with a booking agency that was connecting us to different bands, but the minute this happened, everyone dropped off. So.
I mean, because one thing you got to think about is there's going to be a hierarchy. There's only going to be so many venues. There's only going to be so many dates. You know what I mean? And like I was saying, I don't know if bigger shows are going to happen. So it's going to be bigger bands doing smaller venues just to make some money.
Yeah, for sure.
So, I mean, that's got to be a lot to play on someone who's just coming out.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the best circumstances, but we're going to do the best we can with what we're dealt, you know?
What are your plans of going forward from here?
We're going to keep bothering people until they let us play. Like right now, we're just home. I'm writing. If this keeps going, I don't know when this is going to be over, what the timeline is. But I think I'm going to keep trying to be creative, keep trying to write.
Now,
I really want. Sorry, what?
No, I'm sorry. Continue.
Oh, I mean, I'm dying to get the band back together again. We want to get our, stay in shape and stay tight. So I'm really looking forward to when quarantine is lifted.
Now, what I was going to say is, how do you guys interact with each other? I mean, you guys do like a group Skypes or shit like that, or what do you do?
Yeah, we use FaceTime. FaceTime and just like calling and texting. But FaceTime has been how we've mostly interacted.
You're truly going to be a pioneer in the next level of music. I mean, you got to think of it this way. Like bands were backing off on worrying about sales of albums and things like that because touring was so much money and that's where everything was coming from. But now that's gone. So you got to think of new ways to make yourself relevant, to make this a career.
Yeah, man. It's crazy. Like, you want to just focus on the music and think about the music, but there's so much else to think about now.
100%. I mean, it's definitely going to be different. I mean, it's going to be scary because fans are going to be worried about buying tickets for shows. I mean, Ticketmaster did a thing today where they're saying they're not going to give any refunds out for any shows that were postponed, which is every show out there for the next 6 months.
That's insane.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Then no one's going to want to buy anything.
Exactly. I mean, you're at the point where it's, I see bands that are making dates for June to start off touring, but that's kind of a gamble because you don't know if things are going to be open or whatnot.
Yeah.
Going forward, let's say that you are able to start touring at hopefully end of summer, early fall. What kind of precautions are you going to take when you go back on the road?
I honestly hadn't thought that much about it. I mean, I guess it's going to be a really strange new normal. I guess there's going to be I wonder if it's going to be like now. Like, if it's going to be like when you go to shows, is there going to be like a different, what's the word? Like a limit to the capacities or how close everyone is, or like your bands. Sorry?
What about interaction with fans? I mean, are a meet and greet's going to be a thing of the past, or is a band member jumping in the crowd definitely not going to happen?
I think they can't be. That's so much a part of it. Like, I mean, I guess if it's dangerous, I guess it has to be reimagined. But I feel like it would be hard to create a show environment when you can't interact with your fans. Like, that's so much of being at a show.
Exactly. I mean, it's going to be different when things start back on track. I mean, no one's going to want to be near each other. I mean, you know what I mean? I mean, are you going to want a fan to come up and put their arm around you and take a picture right away?
I have this really in my head. I'm so excited about playing and getting to get these songs out. I have this such an ideal version of yeah, I'll be so excited. I just want everyone to come and see it and be around. But maybe realistically I won't. Maybe I'll be nervous.
It's crazy. It's a crazy thing. I mean, who knows what's going to happen in the future there. I mean, it's going to put a real impact on how we all live as a society. I mean, think about going to a grocery store right now.
Yeah, that's been really trippy. I went the other day and I looked like a bandit, with a bandana on, everyone's face is covered.
Oh yeah. I spend 10 minutes in my car before I go in each store. Mask and gloves and hat, and I'm planning to rob the place. Fortunately, I'm just there to get some milk.
That is interesting about interactions, how audience interaction will be so different.
Yeah.
I wonder if audiences will be different. Will they not want to will they not be as interactive?
If you think about it, I mean, people are going to want to mosh, or they're going to want to, I mean, they're going to be worried about finding their own little bubble. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're going to see little clusters throughout the crowd where everyone's, I mean, it's going to be weird for sure for a while.
That's going to be very different experience.
Unfortunately, like so many bands these days, touring bands, it's your main income is going on the road. So it's going to be hard to get that fan base back and get people going, and being the first band to want to be like, all right, I'm jumping in the crowd. I'm running around. I mean, how many times have you seen a show where you've seen the singer or guitar player jump and run through the crowd and do something cool or go for a crowd run or something?
Yeah, now there's going to be so much thought, but I don't know, when your adrenaline like overtakes you, maybe.
Maybe they'll do something like, have you gone to a grocery store yet where they see the plexiglass in front of the cashier?
like those really like those like bars like in what was that movie?
Roadhouse
with the like how you can't get to the stage.
Yeah, they're gonna be a fucking plexiglass blocking off the band from the your own personal little bubble.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. That's things I think about. I mean, this is what I do for a living, and it's putting me on hold where I can't see a band, I can't take photos of a band, I can't review a show, and it's just like, I don't know. And I'm, in my mind, I don't know when I'm gonna feel comfortable enough to want to go and do that.
I feel like so like stuck from being inside. I think the minute they tell me I can go outside, I'm going to be like ready, like I'll just be ready to go.
I mean, I would love to be able to go out and do something, I mean, I don't know. Like I said, even just going grocery shopping these days, I have to psych myself up for it. You walk in, a few weeks ago, I'd see people with a mask on or gloves and I'd think, what an asshole. Now I see somebody without it, I'm like, what an asshole. How dare you not be protected?
I know.
In your mind, everyone's looking at each other. Someone fucking sneezes. You're like, holy shit. They're infected.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy how fast the world changes.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. I'm hopefully, just waiting to see how long before it changes back. I mean, people are, like you said, they're stuck in the house. They're waiting to do something. Right now, music seems to be the only thing that people have that's new that's coming out. I mean, go look for a new TV show or a new movie. There's not shit coming out. Everything's on hold. Luckily, musicians are the only ones doing things to keep you occupied a little bit.
Yeah, I think the music and creative community in general is really helping people with like getting through being so isolated.
Now, have you guys been interacting with your fans over social media? I mean, I'm looking at your Facebook page and I'm seeing a couple different things here.
We're more active on Instagram. The Facebook page is pretty new, but yeah, we have a few things going on. I'm not amazing with social media. I'm getting much better now that this is going on because it's the only way that I have to interact with anybody. So we've upped our game recently, but
see, now you got to think that's different, I mean, you had your whole mindset. You're a musician. You put out this music. You had your old mindset on how you're going to be and what you're going to do. Now all that's gone. You got to think of a whole new approach to.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Being your own identity, doing your own things, and getting the fans out there to listen. But luckily, I've seen that you guys are doing a lot of press, and like I like the song. I mean, I love the video. So.
Oh, thank you.
I'm waiting to see more out of you, and hopefully now that that's even going to be different too. Like making music videos and stuff. I mean, how it's going to be what footage that you guys are recorded or different stuff that you can take. I don't know. You tell me.
Oh, for music videos?
Yeah.
Going to be a lot of iPhone music videos coming out.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, like, there's going to be no big production. I mean, no one's going to be able to get in groups. I mean, when you're yourself, you're getting ready to put new stuff out. I mean, what are you thinking about that?
Yeah. Even just like the little things we're working on now, I just like reorganized my basement and set up like I've been messing around with my phone trying to figure out how to film things so that when we do covers and stuff, it looks good. I mean, it does actually like challenge you to be a bit more creative and like try things you haven't done before. So that's interesting and like saves you a little bit from the monotony of every day, like sort of getting stuck in this quarantine like loop.
One thing I want to ask you is so many bands are sitting there doing like, it's basically acoustic because that's all they got, I mean, you don't have anything to plug in. When things get back to normal and people start going on the road, is that going to be the easier thing to do, is do these scaled back shows? I mean, people aren't going to have money for production and crew and things like that.
I mean, I think definitely that'll make sense for a lot of people to do scaled back shows. But I think, I mean, there's people want to see like heavy shows, like, like I want to do a full fucking show,
Right, for sure. Yeah.
I don't want to do an acoustic show so much. I mean, I'm down to do like I have acoustic versions of the songs and they're cool, but it's not what those songs were created for,
Oh, definitely. I mean, when you got that sound, it's not, you're not able to, exactly what you said. Doesn't make sense. Now, one thing I'm thinking about is when touring does get back on the road, it's going to be a lot of newer bands, I would say, that's going to be hitting it out right away, because if you have the money, I mean, are you really going to want to risk yourself being out there?
I don't think I have the correct amount of fear about being out there, because I really want to be out there. Like, I want to be playing again. I'm like, if they give me the okay, if we're told we can get out there,
right,
I'm ready to go. Like,
well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, you're a newer band. Of course, you're going to be on the road. You're going to be there. But like, let's say you're fucking Metallica. You know what I mean?
No, they're not going.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't need the money anymore. I mean, yeah, you want to do stuff for the fans, but do you want to put yourself at a risk?
Oh no, yeah, I could see them waiting a little while.
Now, when you guys do go on the road, I mean, it's going to be a lot of masks and gloves, I'm assuming. How are you going to prepare yourself for long road trips? Like, are you going to look on maps to see which areas are more infected than others when planning out tour dates?
It's like a zombie apocalypse movie, Like,
yeah.
I guess. I mean, I don't know. I feel like all the like hotspots are cities, right? Like wherever they're. Like, maybe I just learned to sing through a mask really well.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you got to think of it this way. When people say like, I'm from New York, but I'm out in New York City. So, that's when they say, oh, New York's the hot spot. I mean, you got to keep in mind, there's 9 million people running around the city. There's 70,000 homeless. Mm-hmm. Yeah, though, of course, those are the people getting affected. There's going to be higher numbers. I mean, things like that. But looks like we got disconnected there.
Sorry about that.
That's no problem. Yeah, like I was saying, I mean, when you're planning things out, it's, bigger cities are affected more. I mean, are you going to avoid New York City? Are you going to avoid L.A.?
No, I wouldn't. I'm also from New York. I wouldn't avoid New York City. I think it's just about being safe and not being reckless. Like, I don't really know. I haven't worked out the logistics of it. But if it's at the point where we're told we can go out and can start playing again or going to shows again, I'm going to go with it and try to follow whatever steps we're told to maintain my health, I guess, but also to make sure everyone around me is safe. But I'm not going to avoid going to places where what my goals are to play.
Now, let me ask you this. I mean, like, when you're playing on a tour and there's a few different bands going there, I understand everyone has their own guitars and drums and things like that. You guys have your own microphones?
Yeah.
So there's no interaction on that level then.
I think that'll also be for now. I think that'll definitely be everyone start bringing their own mics to all venues. But yes, I have my own mics.
See, that's what I was wondering, like, how is that, everyone's going to be so worried about the break in between shows is going to be a big disinfecting process.
Yeah, I think that'll probably actually be a bit longer. There's going to be less sharing of gear.
For sure. Now, people want to follow up with you. They want to watch the video. They want to see the new video that you're talking about and see new stuff from the band. Where do they go? What do they do?
MotiveBlack.com has linked to all of our socials and the videos there.
Perfect.
So that's the best place to find us.
So it's a one-stop shop where you get everything that you need to go through. And
everything's there.
When fans want to reach out, what are you more active on social media-wise? Instagram? Perfect. All right. Well, I really appreciate your time. I'm looking forward to new music coming out of you, and hopefully one day I get to see you at a show.
Awesome. Thanks so much for talking to me.
You too. Take care.
Have a good one.